Have you ever written Python code and felt like it could be cleaner? Today, I will show you 5 Python habits that will instantly improve your code. First habit you have to build is a correct naming of your variables and functions. Let's say I have price of some product and the price is $300. Also, I have units, let's say 3 units of this product, and I want to calculate the total profit, so I can name my variable t and make it to be equal p times u. And now I can print t. When someone look at this code, he can't possibly know what these p, u, and t variables are. That's why you should write here price, unit, and total cost, profit, whatever. And now this is a clean code. So your names should be descriptive and they should also use this snake rule. When you want to have 2 words, 3 words, or whatever, you should use underscore instead of camel case because that is standard for Python. That also applies for functions. The only place where you will use camel case is when naming your classes. So let's say you have a class dog or owner dog. Let's say owner's dog. This is how you would name it correctly, not like this. Even the PyCharm outlines it brown to tell you that that is not a correct naming. This one is better. Second habit is comments. Let's say I have function, for example, def, and let's name my function f. It has one parameter and it returns x squared. Then let's say here I have for I in range 100, and now I want to print f of I. Your code should have comments, but comments should be short and it should explain a certain part of code. You shouldn't comment every line. You shouldn't say like this here. This is function f. And right here, this returns x squared because etc. No, what you should write is when you have a simple function like this, above write function for squaring or whatever you want to name it. And here you should write calculating square of 100 numbers. And this is a correct way to use comments. There's also a multi-line comments which you can access like this, and here you can write as many lines as you want. Third habit is to split your code into functions, because that way it's much cleaner. Let's say I have a list of numbers. I will name them list 1, and it should have numbers 1, 3, 4, 1 again, 2. And now you want to add all of those numbers and see what is the average number of this list 1. For that, you could write S to be short for sum, and then write sum pass list 1, then average, and use sum of list 1 divided by length of list 1. And then you can print average, sorry. And this will work. But as you can see, this part of the code could be put in one function. That way, we know exactly what this part of code does, even when we don't inspect this code line by line. That's why you should replace this average and here write calc average. And here pass list 1. And let's create that function. Let's name it calc average list, and then here return sum of list divided by the length of our list. This code and the code before are completely the same, but this one is much cleaner. Also, this one is better because now whenever we want to calculate an average element of a list, we can simply call this function. We don't have to copy paste the previous code. And when I run the code, it works. 2.2 is the average number. Fourth habit is error handling. A lot of the times, our users won't know how to use our code, and also some unexpected behavior might happen, but we don't want our code to crash. That is why you should use error handling. Let's say I have a number A that is 100, and let's say our B is the number that our user inputs. And let's say he inputs, but let's convert it to be an integer after the input. And now we want to calculate, let's say print a divided by our number b. Yes, this will work in most of the cases, but in only one case, the code will crash. Do you know what that case is? If you know, write down in the comments below. Let's run the code to see. So if I write here 100, it prints 1. But if I write here 0, we have an error here. That is why you should use something that's called try and except. Also, what you could do is you could check if b equals 0, then you can print dividing by 0. But in Python, the preferred way of handling your errors is using try and except. So here we will try and execute our code, which is print a divided by b. But if that doesn't happen, we should catch the exception. And here you can write exception, exception, and this will catch all of the errors. But that is also not preferred. You should always try and predict the possible errors and then write your except exception. For example, except, for example, 0 division error, as you can see. And here you can print error dividing with 0. And also, if some other unexpected error occurs, then you can write exception and print just error. Now, when I run the code and try to crash it with dividing by 0, my code doesn't crash. It simply prints error dividing with 0. The fifth habit I want you to develop is how you import your modules. When you scale your projects, a lot of the times you're not going to work with just one module. You're going to create your own or use Python built-in modules. And that's when you're going to use a keyword that's called import. And this keyword imports your modules. So here I can import math module. I can also import NumPy module or whatever. But a common mistake is because when we import these modules, when we call their functions, we need to write the name of the module, dot, and then the function name or class name, whatever. That is why some developers write from, then write numpy, import, and then write star or asterisk sign, however you want to call this. And when you call something like this, now all of the functions from numpy are imported, even though you don't need all of them. And this is a problem because it can create some namespace problem. For example, you can have your own sine and cosine, and this could collide with this. That is why, if you're going to use this, it's much better to import only the functions that you need. So, for example, from math module, I will only import square root function or sine function or whatever, not all of them. And even better, you can import numpy and then put an alias to this module np. And now it's not that long, but also you use this np to immediately know that that function is from your numpy module. And I suggest that all of you use this instead of from. In some cases, it can be useful, but most of the time, this is the best way to go. And since you stay until the last habit, I want to show you a very special habit that will distinguish you from beginners and intermediates. Let's say I have some function I'll call greeting function, and here I have some name. And I can print hi and then the name. If I simply run this and write here greet and pass David, when I run this code, this will print me David. As you can see, it printed hi David. But let's say I have some more functions. Imagine that I have some more functions and I want to import this whole module into my shorts module here, script. Let's say here I need those functions from my helper module. So I will import here, import helper module as h. And what do you think will happen if I simply run this code? You would think that this should just return 0 and the code should stop, nothing should be printed. But when you import some module, what you actually do is you copy paste this whole text inside this script here. So this import helper is the same as if I have copied this and simply put it here. That is why when I run this code, you should see greetings David. I mean, hi David. To uncomment this, you will see hi David. But you don't want that. You simply want to get all these functions without this main loop running. That is why this if loop comes in play. So you will write here if underscore name equals underscore main. This checks if this module's name is main, then you want to run this main loop. If it isn't main, then you don't want to run. So this special attribute name will have this name only when you run this code directly. But when I import this helper module from some other scripts, this name variable won't be main anymore. It will be this helper name. So that is why now when I run this code, this greet David, hi David, won't be printed, but I can still call my function. For example, h.greet and pass name, for example, Alexandra. And now when I run the code, I should see hi Alexandra without hi David. As you can see, only hi Alexandra is printed. If you want more useful Python tips like this, go check my playlist on the screen now. And don't forget to subscribe for more Python tutorials.